All right, sorry. So just to reiterate for people that are watching on YouTube in the future, this is a green-black deck that we played once before. It's got a zombies and kind of skeleton sub-theme with Death Baron, kind of generating value out of our graveyard. We played this deck once before on stream, and it felt really pretty reasonable against the decks we were playing against, so I want to see if that happens to be the case again. My liege, Andronis Archeon, thank you very much for the 6-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Thanks for the continued support. So let's, without further ado, let's wrap up our evening with a second tribal deck. If you thought that Elves deck was sweet, you didn't catch the entire hour and a half or so we played games with it, you'll be able to find the replay of that later on my YouTube channel. I think this is keepable. This is like, so like, this hand has 5 lands in it, but this is like a spell land, right? So it's kind of like a 3 spell hand, and like I get to go like aggressive creatures on the play here. Okay, that's a good hit. I'm gonna play Glowspore Shaman out here proactively, and the reason why I want to prioritize putting this 3/1 into play sooner rather than later is because this 3/1 will die to what's his name? The Chain Whirler. So I want to trade this off as aggressively as possible if they'll allow me to. That was a fantastic draw. Ooh, my mana's kind of got to me here. So if I want to be able to Necrotic Wound, I can't play the Grave Marshal this turn. I guess I would rather be resource efficient and play the Graveyard Marshal. It's possible I should have shocked in last turn to play around drawing this. Fanatical Firebrand, yep. If they have, wow, just no removal spell either. Okay, that's good for us. So, let's play Unclaimed Territory on Zombie again. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this. This. Play out Graveyard Marshal. I don't really want to put, this isn't a zombie. So, like, if I wanted to play Unclaimed Territory into it, I'd have to name Elf or Shaman, which is not really what I'm in the market to do. There's currently 2 creatures in my bin. I think I'm going to attack with Glowspore. They could just kill it anyway, so I might as well try and sneak in some points of damage. Alright, so in response, this Runaway Steam can trigger. I'm going to go ahead and Necrotic Wound it. Your hand must be pretty bad if they're putting the Experimental Frenzy into play already. My Graveyard Marshal is going to start pumping out 2/2s here, which seems good for us. So, I guess I just start attacking here, right? Do I Death Baron and then smash? I might just Death Baron and smash. Although, it's appealing to start using my Graveyard Marshals aggressively, because they could hit removal spells for these off the top of their deck. Yeah, I think I want to start using these aggressively. And then I guess if they want to trade both of these for a Graveyard Marshal, I'm okay with that, because I'm like pretty far ahead on board, especially with the Death Baron in my hand here too. This might be a block shoot, which again is good for me because like that's gonna put a ton of fodder in the bin for a Graveyard Marshal, right? If they don't find a second removal spell here right away, we're gonna be in a good spot. And honestly here, I think while I just have this going, I just keep hammering this. Oh, this is only my graveyard. That's fair. I knew that. Like basically make them spend their removal on this. And the next turn I can jam Death Baron plus have. You can draw 3 cards. Nice combo deck. I understand playing Frenzy or Factor. I really don't understand playing both. All right, they're actually just dead here. I guess there could be, if there's a shock on top of their deck, they're not dead. Because they get a land, and if there's a shock on top, they can shock this. Well, I mean, they frenzied because Frenzy was on top of their deck, so it was their only castable spell. No, it does not tap to activate. It's very good. I guess this card gains us life. How do I want to sideboard here? Is Midnight Reaper not good enough? Midnight Reaper is probably the chum, right? It's a little bit expensive. Maybe I don't want too many trophies. What do we think of this? Cut the Reapers and then bring in Cast Down Golgari Queen. The best way to classify a mid-range deck is mid-range decks, what's the word I'm searching for? Mid-range decks are decks that assume different roles and different matchups. So generally speaking, a mid-range deck will be the aggressor against a control deck, and it will assume a controlling role against aggressive decks. In case you hit your second land off the top, then you can flash. That's not how that works, another MTG player. That's not how Jumpstart works in the slightest. You can't discard the land off the top of your deck to jumpstart a Frenzy. This hand's probably not good enough. I don't have any way to get cards into the discard pile with this, so it's like not going to be a removal spell. I think 4 mana Vraska is a trap in a lot of black-green decks. I think it's a card that looks like it generates card advantage, but doesn't actually. It just converts. It converts one type of card that you have in play to another type of card. I think Vraska can be really good if you have, Vraska can be really good. Vraska is really good in decks like this that have extra bodies around that they don't mind throwing away. But I think in like black-green mid-range, 4 mana Vraska is not particularly good. I'll take one more draw at a green source here. Alrighty. This is fine. This is why you play best of 3s, chat. Alright, if we hit a green source and Glowspore Shaman dumps 2 creatures into our bin, this wound exiles the Phoenix. So we might actually get to play a game of Magic here if this bins 2 creatures. It only binned 1 creature, right? That's really unfortunate. Maybe they get greedy and kill the Glowspore Shaman here. Yeah, it sucks that we were so close after such a bad draw. Yeah, that's fine. We'll take game 3 on the play here. Aw, you poor thing. You're so old, you pulled a muscle? Have you tried being younger? Oh, Magic. Alright, seems not bad.
Pants. They have roads and cars on them.
You have roads and cars. You're so cool. I bet Jake loves your pants. It's got vehicles on them.
And roads.
And they're yoga pants, so like I'm sure chat loves them.
That does look good in them. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I think I want this cast down on top of my deck. Like, I need a land, but like, these Glowspore Shamans can hopefully help me find a land. I am gonna have to name Elf on the unclaimed territory, which feels a little bit bad, but yeah, it's been a good day for numbers for sure. So we're gonna name Elf here, and then hopefully Glowspore finds us a third land. Perfect. Smush. All right, so I'm just doing this. I think I want to offer this trade here. I think I'm on the aggression here. Them trading there is really good for us. I think. I don't know. It depends. Like with Experimental Frenzy and Phoenix in their deck, it's possible that we're the control deck, or that they're the control deck in this matchup.
How come you're only using part of your screen real estate?
This is my overlay. Uses the whole thing.
What if you made it?
I don't want my application. I don't want my application full screen. All right, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and cast this down. I really don't want to trade my creatures here. If they have a Phoenix next turn, we're gonna be in a lot of trouble. It's possible that we have too many unclaimed territories in the deck. We can take a look at the mana base after this. Yeah, I think I'm in for a land because I want a land for Ravenous Chupacabra, right? And this costs 3 now, which is great. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have put a land on top because the Molderhulk was going to get us back a 4th land, so that was a mistake. That's definitely should have not gone that way. That being said, a 6/6 here is just like very good against the red deck. Don't play Frenzy. Yay! All right, sweet. So they have a 2/2 on the top of our deck versus a 6/6 on the top of our deck. Yeah, I would have drawn a land anyway. So that was definitely a punt on my part. I put myself a card behind when I did not need to. It's a shame we didn't have either of our Follies in there. If we would have had a Folly, we would have been able to pick up another Molderhulk. Ooh, that's a really good draw. Yeah, 2 mana 6/6. That's like a modern rate for a creature. This card's also fantastic here. Yeah, that should hopefully lock things up here. Sure. Oh, that's unfortunate. All right, so need a live one at this point. They had bird and they had a removal spell. Been a good game, a lot of back and forth. I think I just play this and pass. And like, imagine like this game's really close and I put a land on top of my deck that I didn't need to put on my top of my deck this game, which is a really big deal. Like, I'm basically behind a card this entire game because of that decision that I made. And that's one of the things that makes Magic really difficult to get better at, is because a really small decision like that could ultimately cost me this game by putting me too far behind. So, do I cast down this bird before damage? I think I do, right? I think I do. That leaves them the bird, but it gets rid of these two. So like I could just like kill the bird, but like it leaves me my 6/6 as well. Yeah, I think we kill the bird and then kill those. So they get this back, but like I have a better board now. And like, could you imagine, like, again, just like think about it, had I hit, you know, that cast down a turn sooner before their board was bigger, I'd be in a better position yet again. It's just like those little mistakes can really cost them. Really hoping, have I drawn, I think I had 1 infection earlier this game. I have not had a fungal infection. So fungal infection is what we're looking for, because fungal infection exiles. That's a little bit rough. It's a little bit rough. Necrotic Wound, yeah, that's the one. Fungal Infection's the other one, Mana Black card. Necrotic Wound's the one I'm referring to. I want to keep playing my lands out, because if I rip another copy of Graveyard Marshal, I want to be able to activate it a bunch. Even if we would have gotten 1 more turn with Graveyard Marshal, that would have been really... And like, again, like I would have hit Graveyard Marshal 1 turn sooner, right? And like if I would have had 1 more turn with that card, I probably would have won the game with it. Gosh, Liliana would be game ending too. Yeah, we're dead. So again, that whole game, I was just like 1 turn behind. It was so very close that 1 turn behind likely is what cost me. How'd the elves do today? The deck was really sweet. We died to White Sweepers, but other than White Sweepers, we beat everyone up. Remember to check our lands. Yep, it's a good suggestion. We were behind a turn because I put a land on top of my deck with Glowspore that I didn't need to put there. These unclaimed territories are probably just better as basics. Is a 3rd Memorial terrible? I kind of want a 3rd Memorial in this deck. Let's try that and see how it feels. I found myself wanting to draw Memorial a lot, but it's also possible that 3 tap lands is too many in my pseudo-aggressive deck. Yeah, realistically, the territories are only tapping for green for the Molderhulks. Unfortunately, we don't have black. If we had black on 1, this curve would be really strong. Fortunately, we do not, though. Graveyard Marshal is very good in the black-green matchup here as well. Well, she didn't find a land for us, but she did basically draw us a Reassembling Skeleton here. And hopefully there's another land underneath that. Auto Erasure, sure. So I assume we're losing Molderhulk here. I like having some actual removal, J-Ray. I could see maybe just boarding the trophies. Boarding all the trophies and like maxing Hulk probably isn't a terrible idea either. Molderhulk's been pretty strong. Maybe we'll try that after. Really? Okay. That's interesting. Ding, ding, ding. This is my favorite deck today so far. There's been a lot of good ones. Probably Pirates. The Esper Amulet deck was also really good, though. What's going on, Blow? Keep in mind, if my live schedule doesn't always line up well into yours, you can subscribe while I'm offline, too. I love the Pirates deck. I'm not shameful. It's my favorite. Unfortunately, they're going to attack my graveyard. This is why they left the Molderhulk here. Why would you target the one I can bring back? So this is an easy attack on my part, because if they trade here, I can go land Molderhulk. Yeah, the pirate deck is my #1 choice for the Grand Prix later this month. It's definitely my favorite deck in Standard right now. Feels very strong, very consistently. If you haven't seen me play the Pirates deck before, you can find the deck list and a bunch of videos of me playing it on my website. Well, that's a good pickup. Oh my gosh, I missed lethal. I always forget that she's a removal spell. Sorry. It's fine. They're probably still very dead, but this down tick on here is lethal. Your excitement for Standard is greatly appreciated. We'll always love Modern, but I'm happy you found another format and you enjoy. What's going on, Blow? Yeah, we're definitely not done doing Modern content, right? All right, show me a zombie.
Let's have some
Tilt.
fun.
Spilt milk, like we won anyways. All right, Graveyard Marshal sounds good. Underrealm Lich is very good in these grindy matchups. Plaguecrafter's nah, they have Blood Operative, which makes Plaguecrafter worse. Chupacabra's probably a little bit slow. They probably have Demon as a card that Blood Operative gets, or that gets. That's about it. I got these suppliers that bring in an extra trophy for killing their demon, I think. Yeah, I guess Chups is probably better than Trophy. What do you think, Chups versus Trophy? It's probably Chupacabra, right? It's probably Chupacabra. Let's try this. This is kind of like filler. This is one of like my go-to trim. This card's not legendary. It's possible that Underrealm Lich is like just better than Vraska Golgari Queen, honestly. Now, I like that Chupacabra is flexible and able to kill Chupacabra's flexible and able to kill Blood Operative. Because sometimes you want to just like get Blood Operative out of the way. I mean, if there's a swamp on top of our deck, this hand's absurd. If there's not, it's still just like, okay. Everything's coming in tapped, chat. So I'm playing Woodland Cemetery here rather than Forest, because this way if I draw a Swamp next turn, I can go Diregraf Ghoul plus Graveyard Marshal. Tap Bled Tribal, yep. Go. No, that's why Lich is in the sideboard, Merja. Lich basically only comes in matches where we can use our health total as a resource very aggressively. Necrotic Wound's a great draw here. It's gonna let us exile their Blood Operative. Much rather have that die than our Death Baron. Hopefully we draw an untapped black source here, so we can go ahead and go Baron into Necrotic Wound. That's fine. This helps fill up the bin for Molderhulk. That's awkward that we hit, Kinda hoping to find a land with that. It's fine. This is down to 5. So if they sweep our board here, we get to untap and Molderhulk. We have like Ritual of Soot or something. And we exiled their Blood Operative, which feels good. Huh. Think I'm gonna bin the Baron? I think I need the Molderhulk to win this game. Perfect. Yeah, so ditching the Baron there meant that if I drew the untapped land, I get to jam Molderhulk as a 6/6, which insulates us against Ritual of Soot because even though it costs 4, it obviously has a converted mana cost of 9. And this leaves me a trophy to clear out a 6/6 if they have like a demon here. I'm halfway there. Whoa. Living on a meme. What's going on, Niv? Thank you for the 3 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Thanks for the tier 3 resub. I appreciate the big one. You got him. Kinda sucks it's that exiled, but Liliana Untouched here is really, really good for us.
Another woman's army.
One person's trash is another woman's army. That's such a great line. Man, if they don't have a contempt here, we're about to put mad creatures into play. And by mad, I mean at least 2. We have, I have a Reaper plus a 2/2 down here. Another contempt, sad. Alright, back to the top decks we go. Did I mess up here? I think I might have messed up here. I think I should have kept that land in my hand. I think I should have kept that land. I'm gonna have to discard my Assassin's Trophy. I should have kept that land in my hand because I wanna pick my Reaper up next turn. No, I don't want to trophy the Memorial. I want to activate my Memorial, so I should have just kept this Forest in my hand to discard there. So I want to pick Midnight Reaper back up to insulate myself against Ritual of Soot. Third Memorial feels good, by the way. Believe it or not. I'm actually gonna play the Forest here and play this out like this because they're probably gonna block one of my creatures here, and if I draw a black creature, I would like to be able to cast it. So they gain a life on that exchange, but I get to draw a card. Just to land. So it's one of their bigger catch-up mechanics here, and then even that we draw 2 cards, it could be in an okay spot. I think they probably shouldn't have tried to exile our Midnight Reaper. Chupacabra's annoying. Because it was obvious we were going to get Midnight Reaper back, and like getting a creature out of my graveyard is valuable for them. Alright. We're grinding them out here. The amount of, and that gets our Memorial to Folly back. Walking Corpse is literally Grizzly Zombie, right? It's literally Grizzly Zombie. Walking Corpse is not playable. There's 2 Memorials in here. Yeah, I think I'll take a more Memorial on top of my deck. Is Jacob playing? So generally, I love hosting newer people that are streaming, but I try to host people that are playing the same client and format that I'm playing. So if I'm playing Standard on Arena, I prefer to host someone who's playing Standard on Arena. etc., etc. Why did we shock? To play around Syncopate. Sorry, I should articulate that. My health total, like, really doesn't matter. And, like, I might as well play around Syncopate there, I think. It's, like, pretty free. Like, there isn't a high chance that they have it, but there's, like, no reason to get blown out by it with how high my health total is. Yeah, the Molderhulk Memorial interaction gives us a lot of grind. And get Midnight Reaper back here. Yeah, I think we're gonna go up to 4 Molderhulks after this, honestly. They pick Chupacabra back up, sure. So, like, they're gonna get to kill my Molderhulk here, but, like, I'm gonna get to draw a card. So this was originally a viewer submission that we've been tuning here on stream. So we started with it last week. This is our second time playing it, so we played it through a little bit. So they get to Chupa, kill the Molderhulk here. Fred the Thief, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Ooh, that was a really good draw. Because it means they get to clear my board. I only draw 1 card. Oh, that's also a good draw, though. Alright, so... And even an untapped land's an okay draw here, because it means that I'd get to activate this twice. No, I think those cards are just too expensive in general. Gruesome Menagerie and Open the Graves. This deck's got a lot of really scrappy value in it. I honestly have no idea, Bali. Just genuinely have no idea. So they can get back Blood Operative this turn, but if they don't have a removal spell for this Graveyard Marshal, it is just going to go ham making 2/2s here. And remember, I can get some of these back sometimes, so I want to prioritize exiling my crappy creatures first. No, this only exiles creatures from our own graveyard. Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. Exiling elves first makes a lot of sense. Please keep in mind that if you're going to tell me that I made an incorrect play on stream, you need to be constructive and you need to be specific. You need to tell me why I should take your line and why it was better than my line. Otherwise, you're not being particularly helpful. So they're going to get to Chupacabra, my Graveyard Marshal here, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to replace it with 2. That's unfortunate. That was a good rip. Alright. So I get to go Graveyard Marshal plus Reassembling Skeleton, and then I get to activate Graveyard Marshal. So they're going to get to Chupacabra my Marshal, but then I'm going to get to make a 2/2. And like I have 2/2 plus Skeleton versus their board. If we hit a Memorial to Folly, or all our Memorials are gone. If we hit a Molderhulk or a Liliana here, we're going to be super far ahead. Gosh, those are brutal. Those are some brutal pickups back to back. Hopefully we can have a good one here. Really love a Liliana. Okay, Glowspore picks back up. Puts Memorial to Folly back. It's like, this is like a really slow Memorial to Folly, right? It like does this and then like floops it back up on top here. So like, not this next turn, but 2 turns from now, we're gonna get the Molderhulk grind going. It's a slow, and like, I love that this deck has aggressive draws, but like, it's got this super grindy element to it, right? And like the only reason they fought through this much is because like we had what's it called? They hit a Field of Ruin earlier. What is Rise from the Grave? Someone else mentioned that earlier. Put target creature from a graveyard. Rise from the Grave just seems like worse than what we're doing in this deck. It's really slow and clunky. This is an aggro deck. Like, I get that, like, we're doing things from our graveyard and, like, generating some value with them, but, like, the way in which we're doing it is, like, doesn't sacrifice aggression. Yeah, it's far too expensive for what the deck is looking to do. Like, Liliana basically serves a similar role while also, like, potentially being removal. I'm playing the Woodland Cemetery out of my hand here because they have Disinformation Campaign, and they're just going to get to take it away. I don't have another Molderhulk in here, do I? That's sad. There's like 2 Molderhulks and 16 cards. Man, that's unfortunate. Hopefully their last card isn't untapped land. If they're 1 unknowns and untapped land, we could be in trouble. Or did they exile one earlier? They did exile one earlier. Super correct. So I have 1 more in my deck. Where is it? All right, that one. Why would you hold them in this deck? There's strategical value to holding lands for bluffing. But when that strategical value is just negated by things like Disinformation Campaign, there you're not actually gaining anything. We might get outground here. The top, and like this is the other thing, right? Like they're 30 cards into their deck and they've only drawn 6 lands in 30 cards, and like we're still just like over here just like don't mind me, I'm just Molderhulk slogging my way through. Just like, okay, just doing my best, just punching along. Yep, you got a blood operative. This game's been like, win or lose, I feel like this game's been a phenomenal example of the power level this archetype has, just like what it's capable of. All right, so they're gonna get to bring back something next turn. What's the scariest thing they can get out of my bin? Well, I guess I just hold Memorial to Folly and then they can't get anything. Oh, yeah. I forgot we boarded that one in, chat. I forgot that one was in our deck. Is that one good? What do we think of that one, Twitch chat? I completely forgot we had 2 of these. It's been so long. We played so much Magic. So, we're not going to get to keep whatever they target here because they're going to play Disinformation Campaign, and they're going to play Disinformation Campaign to make us discard it, but we can prevent them from getting our Chupacabra here. Holy crap! Did we just get the wrong Chupacabra back? For fuck's sake. The graveyard interface in this application is so bad. What a frustrating end to an otherwise fantastic game. What a frustrating end to an otherwise fantastic game. That's kind of disappointing. Did it have the other one highlighted and I missed it? Wow, there's nothing but garbage. All right, let's take the next game on the play. That's fine. That's game 2. We get to take the next game on the play. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Move along. It's fine. All right, so Do I want to make any changes? I don't think so. Do I want Vraska? I probably want this Vraska, right? Money. I play Magic Arena the same way I cook dinner with my credit card. I'm actually gonna get rid of these Stitcher suppliers. Just bring in another trophy in a Vraska. Yeah, Vraska plus Skeleton is very good. There weren't any hats. How could I possibly have known what was going on without any hats, chat? Man, I'm putting another Molderhulk in this deck after we're done on here. 9 and 10 month anniversaries today. I guess the time flies. Thank you, Havoc, for the support. I appreciate that. The 1, 2, 3 curve is so good. Find me a land. God. We've been really unlucky at finding lands with this card. Land, please. Ding. Ding, ding, ding. I guess I'm going to attack first here, because if they have a Moment's Craving, I want them to play it on one of these and not this. Keeping Reassembling Skeleton in my hand is very, very good against Disinformation Campaign. There are not any anti-mill cards in Magic. Okay, so really want a 4th land here so we can jam this Ravenous Chupacabra down their throat. Ding. This is a good example of why this card's better than Harpooner in this matchup, I think. And now, like, Ritual of Soot's their sweeper, and if they have Ritual of Soot, they kill 2 of my 3 things, but I draw 2 cards. Like, get that grindy element going on. Troops, sure, and I feared their troops is gonna kill my Reaper here. Okay, it's a Molderhulk. It's another Molderhulk. Alright. So starts backing on in. I guess the real question here is, do I hold this Reassembling Skeleton to insulate against their discard card Disinformation Campaign? I don't think so. I don't think so. And if they soot me here, I just like slam Molderhulk next turn, and I'm kind of okay with that, I think. Plus, like, this one comes back. I feel a little bit bad if they campaign me here. But if they campaign me, they're also probably not impacting the board, which is good for me. If I draw a land and they block one of my creatures here. It's Liliana, untouched by death. Do I just smash here? I think I just smash here. Here's hoping she hits 3 zombies.
I call, and the dead, you can kneel if you like. Well, they aren't useful to me alive.
All right, we hit 1. But we hit 2 other non-zombie creatures on there. Oh, it only does 2 period, right? Oh, it only does 2 period. Sorry. Wow, that is an aggressive. Oh, they get back Blood Operative. Okay. Are they going to go to 1 here? They're not going to 1. Okay. So I get to play double Dubs Molderhulk next turn, which is pretty sweet. Why do I open my mouth, chat? Why do I open my mouth and let the words fall? They're gonna like double Disinformation Campaign us here? Motherfucker. Sorry, I'm working on swearing less, but I felt like that deserved an MFR. All right, Lord, let's go. Give me a Lord. 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 Come on, Baron. Give me a Baron. Oh man. Feel like the opponent's run pretty good these last 2 games. We still have outs here. We still got outs. Oh, this gives them death touch, chat. It gives them death touch. Nice 6/6s. Nice 6/6s. Oh, yeah. Get it. Block me, baby. Look at that. Is that a lethal threat? I think that might be a lethal threat, chat. I think that one's lethal. I think this one's lethal. All right, so they're looking for Vraska's Contempt or Moment of Craving here. Either of those keeps them alive, and we keep playing Magic here. This deck generates really great games of Magic. They said good game. I say good game. I say good game. That was sweet. I'm kind of hooked. All right. I think I want more Molderhulks in my life. Does anybody else feel like they need more Molderhulks in their lives? I feel like I need a little more Molderhulk in my life. All right. I want another Molderhulk. Am I just moving the trophies out of the main? Do I want... Is four wound too many? Wound seems pretty good. I kind of don't mind wound. What's my creature count? I'm at 31 creatures. 4 wound is probably good with 31 creatures. That's probably good. What's the sideboard look like? I think I want at least 2 trophies in the sideboard. Probably don't need 3. Do I need this many Duresses? I think this is too many Duresses. First time match player against, I'm sure I made some mistakes, but looking forward to the tape. That was a sweet match of Magic, Edrium. There was a ton of back and forth that was quite excellent. I almost feel like I want a 3rd Chupacabra in the sideboard. I guess I have Plaguecrafter that's like kind of the same. In a lot of matches, it's kind of the same. I feel like I don't really want this Vraska, Golgari Queen. I feel like I have enough grind without her. I feel like with the extra grind I've added to the main deck, I'm gonna swap that out. Yeah, we've played a ton of 5-color Lich. We played it earlier today. We played it a ton in the past. You can find a ton of gameplay videos of it on my website. You click standard decks at the top. All right. I've got 1 or 2 more matches in me. Let's export this and get it updated and uploaded. I think the 4th Liliana is too much. I think we have enough grind without her, without another copy of her. I need to run to the restroom really quick. I've almost downed my water bottle for another time, so I'm gonna update the stream decker. We're going to the restroom, and then I'll be back. We're gonna play a couple more matches. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I appreciate it. All right, so before I jump into the next match, I'd like to address something in chat because I think this is a good deck building lesson. I keep seeing people suggesting cards like Gruesome Menagerie and Rise from the Grave, these other 5-mana cards. This is an aggro deck. I know that there's this card Molderhulk past the 4-mana slot up here, but this is a 2 to 4 mana card in this deck, realistically. This is not a deck that's looking to grind out long card advantage. I know I've said we can be scrappy when we need to, but being scrappy isn't our focus. Don't pull the curve up, kill people. So basically that. Be proactive. Don't put a bunch of mopey cards in the deck that are going to slow you down and drag you down. Yeah, the scrappy value game's the backup plan. Any tips for the best way to grind wild cards? Nope. I don't have any first-hand experience with free-to-play. I play Magic Arena like I cook with my credit card. I'm given Wizards of the Coast piles of dollars so I can play any of the decks that I want to play. Thanks, Visha. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Vishna? Vishina? I'm very bad at pronouncing these names. At any rate, thanks for being here. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. Remember, I'm going to play 1 or 2 more matches with the zombie deck before I wrap things up. If you want to see where this deck started, the first time we streamed this is up on my YouTube channel now, and there's tons of content between my YouTube and my website. Find lots of good stuff on there. Double Skeleton in my opener kind of feels bad, but this is definitely a keep. Honestly, the best stream of MTGA I've seen in a long time. Well, thank you. I do Magic Arena very regularly on this channel. You can find me here. You can find me here every Tuesday during the day, and then Wednesday night, and then Friday afternoon to Friday evening. I'm here playing Magic Arena. I stream Magic 30 plus hours a week on this channel. Do I want an untapped swamp on top of my deck? I don't think I do. I think I'm gonna decline here. I'm gonna go tap land Reassembling Skeleton next turn. Yeah, milling 0 creatures does feel kind of bad. You're not wrong. Man, if this card was a zombie or a skeleton, like this deck's already very reasonable. If this card was a zombie or a skeleton, this deck would be so much better. Just like so it could get pumped by the Lord. Midnight Reaper is a great draw against a deck that likely has sweepers in it. This is another card that's like has an aggressive element, but allows us to generate some value as the game goes along. Honestly, I feel like this draw was a good example of why 3 Follies is fine. Even with the tapped lands, we curved out very nicely there. All right, so looked like a control deck. Looked like a discard-based control deck. So I only board in the Duresses against the counter-based control decks. I want Chups. They're probably a Nicol Bolas deck, right? We didn't see enough to know if they're on Blood Operative. If they're on Blood Operative, Plaguecrafter's not good. Yeah, they're like almost certainly a Nicol Bolas deck, right? So I'm going to bring in Crafters. I'm going to bring in the last Chupacabra. We pull up a hair here, but not a ton. Glowspore Shaman is so powerful in this deck. Like, Glowspore Shaman is a card that when we do bring our curve up a little bit, helps us consistently hit our land drop still, even though we're only playing 22 lands. She basically gives you 3 extra looks at a land drop every time you cast her. This is a mulligan. So the easiest way to tell I do not have control over Who Hosts Me, Sarah. The easiest way to tell that a hand is an easy mulligan is I look at this hand and I go, I need to draw lands and I need to draw spells for this hand to be good. If you need to draw both, you shouldn't keep it. This hand's okay. Baron. I think I want something, not another Baron at the moment. Is this the last match? If this one, it depends on how long it takes. I think I'm probably gonna play one more after this. I'm kind of into the zombie stack, and this is my last deck of the night. The puzzle that we showed earlier will be up on my YouTube channel with the solution included at the end. Perfect. Yep, not a problem. There's a good chance that these Necrotic Wounds maybe shouldn't be in my deck, but the opponent conceded so early I didn't get a 100% good look at what they're doing, so I've left them in as a small hedge here. So the decks I play on this stream are basically what people send me into play. So basically everything everything that happens on the stream comes out of my deck queue, which are decks that are submitted by my subscribers, basically. I'm gonna bin this forest here. I don't really need a 4th land at the moment. So I'm gonna play the Overgrown Tomb here because if they play another disinformation campaign next turn, I want to discard the forest, and I'd rather have triple black in play than double black and a green. Feels bad, man. I guess I actually want to play the forest here because this way, if they give me something to Necrotic Wound next turn, I can do it. Maybe I wanted to land on top of my deck there so that way I could Memorial back up the Underrealm Lich. No, today's been all standard. No, the resource efficiency on Necrotic Wound's a big deal. It's a big part of the reason to play this card is because of the resource efficiency that it offers. This is really awkward. Like, got us in the squeeze with the Eldest Reborn and whatnot. I mean, if they go to reanimate my Lich, I just Folly pick it back up, right? Yeah, this is going to be my last deck of the evening. I've been going for about 8 hours or so. But this is only game 2 of this match, and we're up a game, and I think I'm going to play one more after this. So hopefully we draw an untapped land next turn so I can slam this Underrealm Lich. Hopefully they don't... If they take this out of my hand here, I'm probably going to pack it in. I guess they don't have any pressure. Can I get a land? Heyo. Resolve? Yeah. That card's like unkillable, right? You could just pay for life. It's like unkillable, chat. Oh no! I'm back it in. They're gonna bounce this and then kill it, get rid of it with this information campaign. Entombed 89, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. And there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. I think they're not a Blood Operative deck after seeing that play out. I wonder if this deck wants some Reclamation Sage in the board. I feel like that might not be completely unreasonable. Would I rather have Assassin's Trophy, or do I want a couple Duresses here? They left a lot of really heavy hitting spells in their deck. I'm gonna bring the Duresses in. Yeah, maybe I don't want to trim the Chups. I guess Harpooner's more aggressive than Chupacabra when they don't have their flying threat in play. Is this just better than Chupacabra in this matchup? It could be that just like the more aggressive threat's better. Yeah, it felt better, Lab Rat, but I'm not sure where it was at. I was pretty beat last night. I didn't do a proper wrap up, you're right. I think green's prohibitive on the mana base. We only have 12 sources of green. Oh, I have Plaguecrafter too. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna cut the Chups and leave Plaguecrafter Harpooner in and bring the 3 Duresses. I think there is a treasure map Karn deck in this format somewhere, and that might be it. There's a lot of avenues you could explore with treasure map Karn, right? Because they're both colorless. This is definitely a keep. They also went to 6. Yeah, I think there's a ton of different avenues you can explore as far as like pairing Karn and treasure map together. Like, the 2 pretty generic cards. They're just like powerful in a lot of places. Like any mid-range or control deck is interested in that engine, basically, I think. That's another good draw until we get Thought Erasured. The Underrealm Lich in the opener kind of sucks if they leave Disinformation Campaign in their deck, because like they're gonna grind us out before we can get to it, most likely. Yep. So this is why you attack first before playing the Midnight Reaper, because I'd much rather they Moment of Craving that than Moment of Craving my Midnight Reaper here. Wow, that's brutal. Good news, likely gonna get to resolve one of these, or cast one of these decks, or not guaranteed resolve, I suppose. This card's very good. If you haven't played Standard yet this season, this card's very good. Ooh! Ooh, they gave us a skeleton, chat. That was nice of you. Do I just like offer this trade here? No, I think I'm just gonna attack in the Reassembling Skeleton. Because like, if they kill it, I lose a life and draw a card. Oh, if you would draw a card. Wow, these work together. Okay, should have played this pre-combat. I understand my mistake. I thought this was just my draw step. This is any draw. That's very good. I should have probably played this pre-combat. And then offered this trade, actually. Wow, brutal. So I'm gonna hold the land in my hand here, because I would like to not discard my Death Baron to a thing. I think I want that. They have another Contempt here, we're going to be in trouble. If they don't have another Contempt, we can possibly beat them with card quality while they're drawing 2 cards a turn. If they don't have a Contempt and they don't have a land, we could be in a very reasonable spot here. Just like pull out ahead. Resolves. Really glad I didn't take Duress. I almost took Duress last turn. Really glad I didn't do that now. Sure. I feel like we're ahead at the moment. Definitely Molderhulk. So I get to play this. And now, like, I get to attack for 7 here. This doesn't have Death Touch, right? Nope, yep. Go to that. And I'm gonna play Graveyard Marshal out, because if they Ritual of Soot, it kills their Thief of Sanity. This deck it is a lot of fun, Danon. I like aggressive decks that get to make micro decisions. Enjoy your tapped creature. Did you draw Vraska's Contempt? You did not. Alright, Plaguecrafter. I think I just want Duress here, actually. They had Disinformation Campaign in their deck game too, I thought. Moment of Craving's a good rip. Reborn, Sabotage. I mean, Reborn doesn't matter here, right? So I just take Sabotage. If they want to eat this, they take 7. That seems good for me. They don't have any cards exiled with Thief at the moment. Oh, geez. Oh, wait. I almost thought I punted there, but my Molderhulk got cheaper again when my other thing did. I was like, oh, wait. I just messed up, and they did the thing. All right. This is... Yeah. This deck is so tricky. It's got so many little things going on. Almost out of water again. Means it's about time to end, I think. I don't know what kind of Hail Mary you're hoping to find off the top of my deck, but it's not there for you, friend. Sure. There's a Harpooner in my bin, right? Yeah, there is. Kill you. I've got a big pointer stick, chat. That's very, very good. I think I was thinking about playing one more, but I kind of like to end on a high note, and those were 2 really good matches in a row. So I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up there for the night. I've been going for a little over 8 hours. I'm still a little bit under the people that are new. I'm not always this nasally. I'm a little bit nasally normally, but not quite this nasally. I've been sick for the last couple of days, so I think I'm going to take it easy and sign off for the night. Those are just some great games of Magic. I really like where the list ended up at. I think adding the 3rd Memorial to Folly and the last Molderhulk were really good. Most impressive deck of the day. God, there were just so many good ones. The standard format is so absurd. Probably Esper Amulet, Elf Ball, this. They're all just really great. That's gonna be it for me. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I think Ali Andrazi is streaming standard on Magic Arena, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him a host here. Remember, if you want to see more content from me personally, if you really liked my discussion and how I break down decks, be sure to check out my website. If you didn't see the last time we played this deck, you can find another hour-ish video on my website playing this deck with earlier iterations, see where we started and how we evolved the deck. I personally will be back at some point this weekend. I don't know exactly when. Be sure to follow me on Twitch and Twitter for notifications of when I go live. And as always, shout out to all my wonderful subs. Y'all are great. Thanks for the support. Thanks for keeping me here. Thanks for keeping me employed. You can find the Esper deck on my website, just like everything else. All right. See Ali, if Ali's still on. He is. Send you his way.